Welcome to the Bear Pit Pod, episode of 12.
I've lost track.
12
Is it 12, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I was saying that with conviction.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah, 12. Apologies if you hear me coughing or anything throughout this, because I'm quite ill due to a weekend away in Bournemouth that inevitably ended up in me staying over when I wasn't supposed to.
You were meant to. I knew you would, though.
Yeah, you convinced me.
We got into Wetherspoons about 10:30 in the morning. You were with us, and your plan was to get a train at 8 at night. And I called it straight away, you will stay over. Because we'd all booked a hotel, Bar L, because you had work the next day.
Yeah.
But you're...
So that's why I've got this cough.
Yeah.
So I'm not very well now. So thanks for that, Craig. We have had some more reviews again.
Good.
All 5-star. If you haven't left us a review yet, go and do it. You can win a Stoke shirt at the end of the season. I'm going to pick someone. There's one absolute belter in here, by the way, as well.
Okay.
So first, Chris Tubal says, great pod, love hearing the different opinions. Jackie Holland says, listen to you guys every lunch break at work. Only recently found you, so I have a lot to catch up on. Nice to see a good Stoke City fan channel. This is the good one.
Okay.
Swagwan Mbula for life says, these guys don't stop the rock. It's got to be said, you won't find another space house like this for a few metres. They swing, they diggle, they have hot paper on hand. If I'd had £1 for every fishing net these guys slung me, I'd be 1 or 2 fish better off. Hughes in, Shaqiri China, Robert Savage, you don't know, fix me your wagons, your Craig and Elliot positivity stats show you don't know.
He's been friendly there, isn't he? I can't work it out.
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to check. I didn't know if he's slagging us off or being complimentary.
Comment of the pod.
Easily.
So far.
Easily.
And then Sir Tony Pulis says, Marco Silva, ? Surely if Hull go down, Marco Silva will be a great choice as a replacement for Hughes. Great podcast though, boys. Keep up the good work. Turned a review into his managerial...
Yeah, so he combined a question review. That's quite clever.
Yeah.
I need to big up this review thing, because when does the competition finish? The end of the season?
End of the season.
So if you want to be with the chance of winning a Stoke shirt signed by Berahino and Delap, and at the moment the odds are 1 in 24. That's phenomenal odds, isn't it?
It's great.
Is that right?
1 in 27.
1 in 27. That's something like the amount of reviews I've had so far. So if you comment, you've got a fantastic
Great
chance of getting an amazing prize, and the odds are really...
Stacked
As terms as odds go, getting a signed shirt, you won't get much better.
It's not bad. And it's not one of them new shirts we've had.
Yeah, which is a nice little
we will come on to.
Yeah.
So first off, we've sort of covered that we went but Bournemouth game at the weekend, got the lead twice, we couldn't hold on to it. We started off with Berahino ill. Mamadou starting up
Was
top.
it ill or injured or
Ill, I believe.
It's always a bit unusual when they're ill and not injured, because I couldn't imagine being not playing through a cough.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm demeaning or undermining the kind of
You've got to be
degree of illness, but
you've got to be mega ill.
Yeah,
like really, like probably a few notches up from what I'm at now. And then yeah, fair enough.
it's frustrating, isn't it? Because the whole point about it,
You've got to be Glenn Whelan ill, because he was ill the other week and he lost. Was it 4 kilograms?
For Summit Daft, in a few weeks, and he still played. That's because he's a legend. But Berahino is so frustrating, because the point of him at the moment is to get fit. And he was getting fit, and then he misses not even for an injury. It's just a stupid illness. Well, I say stupid illness, I don't know what it is, but it's a shame that, because I don't know, I was convinced he was going to score at the weekend.
So Mamadou did score.
Oh, did he just score? Yeah.
He apparently he can be a striker and not a right back, which comes as news to me. I thought he was a right back from now on.
Yeah, but it was a scrappy goal, wasn't it? Not to undermine it. He played all right, Juve, but
it was a classic Juve goal. He had to have 2 swings.
He had a couple of swings, and there's players in the way, and it kind of bumbled its way past the keeper. But well done, Juve. Everyone seems to love Juve, no matter if he's playing well or not. He's just quite a likeable guy, and I was pleased to see him score. I believe that's a year since he's last scored a league goal, anyway.
Country, I believe.
Which is bonkers. I don't really know Juve's role in the club anymore, because he's not a number 1 striker. He's not a number 2 striker. Maybe not even number 3. Maybe
he's not a number 1 right back.
Yeah, so I don't know what role he's got in the squad anymore. I'm keen to hear from people listening. Should we sell Juve? I think if the right money come, I'd have to say yes, because he's just a bit of a, with all due respect, a bit of a spare part within the squad.
If you're keeping him as a striker, with strikers coming back, I'd rather Joselu over Juve.
Yeah, I probably would. And he's, as much as we try to shoehorn him into this kind of right back thing, he's not a right back, is he?
He's never going to be a right back. Never.
Yeah. But still.
The key thing that sticks in my mind from this game was when Peters came on for Arnautovic.
That was bizarre, wasn't it?
Strange decision when we were going for the...
A few boos were rung around there.
Yeah?
Not many. I won't exaggerate it for the sake of it, I reckon.
I didn't boo, I shouted, what the fuck?
Yeah, I heard you loud and clear. Yeah, I was a bit baffled because there's no way that can be anything but we want the point sub, which is a shame at this point of the season because we're not going to go down. And I thought we were on top in the game, and the whole game completely summed up the season. It was just a little bit neither in or there. We had all the opportunity to win that. I felt whenever we were kind of ahead, it seemed it just needed a bit of patience and a bit of skill and just control, and we just blew it a little bit.
Yeah,
goals come from absolutely nothing.
The defending for the second goal, I think it was. They might have been offside, but
I don't think it was really.
Duck Magazine, Anthony Bunn pointed out very well that there was 3 players in the box and they had 5 Stoke men round him. Still, I managed to have a free header.
Yeah, I know.
Just awful defending.
I know.
We're not good. What are we worst at this season? Defending or attacking?
I don't know. I think it's a draw.
Yeah,
I think it's a draw. It's rubbish, really. Just disappointing. It's just a really. I don't think some people have really slated the performance like it was horrendous. I don't think it was horrendous. Just because Bournemouth are a small club, it doesn't mean they're rubbish. And sometimes when you go to the smaller teams in the division, there is this kind of unfair. Well, we should win this because it's Bournemouth, inverted commas.
Yeah.
But Bournemouth aren't that bad of a team. They've spanked a lot of teams recently. But I just felt we had it within us to win that, and we were in the position twice to do that. Just before they equalised. No, we can't.
We can never see out.
No, just before they equalised, I felt we were really getting on top of it, and I was convinced we're going to get another here and see this out comfortably. Then we just let it slip through our fingers again. Frustrating.
Hughes out of 10 for that game?
It's hard to judge the manager because I agree with the starting lineup. The only big negative's the Peter sub, so that knocks him down a couple of points. 7. I mean, I don't know what more you can expect him to do.
I'll go for 6.
Bar the sub, of course.
The sub and lineup. What's crying out again for Sobhi?
You know what? I'll give him a 6. You're right. How Sobhi can't get in. Sobhi.
Yeah,
I still haven't figured it out. Yeah, but how he can't get in the moment is baffling and frustrating.
How is he not on the side?
Well, what did you tell me on Saturday on the way?
About that it might not have been his signing.
A huge signing.
Yeah, it might have been a Cartwright signing.
Yeah, and then did you infer...
So just a rumour, but...
Going forward, without putting words in your mouth, that Hughes doesn't like that it's not his player.
Well, you know what Mark Hughes is like. He's quite a stubborn guy, so why would he want to heap praise onto someone else's signing?
Yeah, mate, I don't know.
That's true.
I
think it originated from the oatcake.
Did it?
If I'm being honest.
The message board?
Yeah.
It's definitely bollocks then. Ignore that, don't worry about it.
Probably.
Yeah.
But it does make a lot of sense when you think about how he's been, he's just
baffling,
exiled.
When we leave this season, the biggest question mark is what happened to Sobhi. Why was he bombed out? He was genuinely our player of them. Like a couple of months he was playing, he was great. He was defending well, he was attacking well, he was getting involved. He was being sensible. He wasn't a flashy out and out winger being daft for the sake of it. Because you could almost appreciate it if a new young winger comes in, he's just been a bit daft.
Yeah, and like giving the ball away, and
just
trying
to
things
impress
in the wrong places of the pitch,
like early Ronaldo at Man United. But he wasn't.
He's very level-headed.
Yeah,
and he's quite more mature than you'd expect him to be.
100%.
That's what.
In fact, I think you can argue now quite comfortably that I think he tracks back better than both Arnie and Shaq.
Yep.
He's a better defender than
defensive winger.
Yeah, absolute massive question mark over that. The Sobhi thing. Hopefully he'll come back in next season. Because another thing I want to mention actually, Shaq these last 2 games has drifted in and he's looked great.
He looks way better.
He's looked great.
That's why when you did your preferred XI, a lot of people agreed that you should try him in the number 10.
Yeah.
Just give him a go in there. He's way better in the middle.
He is, isn't he? It's becoming more and more obvious, and the performance against...
He's never ever outpacing a left back and putting it crossing.
Yeah.
He's always has to stand him up, or he cuts inside and crosses.
He's not got the pace. It's a bit of a myth that I just assumed he was quick when I saw him because he looks like that little nippy wing. I say nippy, he's quite stacked, but you know what I mean. And against, I forgot who he played the game for last. Who was it? Before Bournemouth. Swansea. No, at home. West Ham.
Yeah.
He drifted a lot into that kind of hole, and he looked great there. He looked the best player on the pitch, and he was doing it against Bournemouth, and that needs to happen, and Sobhi needs to come on the wing. It's glaringly obvious to me.
Yeah, I'm me, and a lot of people. It seems. Yesterday, new kits came out.
Yeah,
new Macron
went
kits.
Down well, didn't they?
They went down so well.
Well, let's start with the positives. Really, the home kit's fine.
I haven't got much problem with the home kit. It's just, the only thing I don't like is the I think Joe pointed it out, and he would. He's a designer, but the lines don't match up on the shoulders with the chest.
Picture? Can I have a quick look?
I'll get a picture.
Refresh me.
And also, Liam Hall, mate of mine, makes a very good point as well that the white stripe should always be the middle stripe.
Right. Okay.
That's tradition, and they've forgot that.
There we go.
Kit. So if you look at that, look how the red doesn't like that should just be next to each other.
Yeah. So for those just listening now, we're just having a quick look. So if you want to get involved, have a look at the picture.
What do you make of the Holland flag around the?
Another little negative for me.
Too much blue.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue on it, and that's never been a Stoke thing.
Our badge includes blue now, but it's never been a Stoke colour.
It's not tradition.
White, red, and black. So I don't get the blue.
The blue's obviously the whole package of the away kit and stuff, but it's the home kit's fine. I'm not going to, whatever.
Okay, so now we come on to the away kits.
Classy.
I think it's absolutely rank, if I'm being honest.
It's rank purely because of that thing across the chest. That
it looks like a printer's run out midway through.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good little analogy for it. It's just a bit cheap, and I can see that peeling already.
You can.
You can
see all the bits peeling. And the one thing that strikes me is on the away kit is they've gone with the colour scheme red, blue, white. So why haven't we just done the badge the normal colours instead of just leaving
some black and white thing in the corner?
It's in
I don't
white. There's no red in there.
Yeah, it is poor. And I don't like how the buttons kind of are surrounded by. They're almost cut out of that little.
And also, one thing that stood out for me, on the long sleeve version of the away kit, it's got a red trim round one arm and a white trim round the other, which just...
Red and white, clever. Very clever.
And the socks as well have got the printer running out sort of vibe.
I don't mind them, they're alright. You know what, it doesn't matter, who cares? I'm honestly not that bloody bothered.
A lot of people have said that. There's some people who do like the away kit, there's some people who think it looks quite retro.
The more I look at it, the more it becomes less shit. Which isn't a compliment.
I've gone the other way around.
Have you? When it come out, I thought that's a 2 out of 10. It's creeping up to 4 or 5 now, but I don't think it's ever going to break the bank.
Honestly, from everything that I've posted on the pages so far, it looks like it's going to go down as a really, really, really bad kit. The negative comments far outweigh the positive ones about both, really, but the away especially. And we've got Mac on for 3 more years.
I know, they've not really done it. This season, I still haven't come round to this season's away kit. It looks nice, but it doesn't look like a football shirt. It doesn't look like a footy shirt to me. It looks like, I don't know, some casual thing you'd wear, but whatever, it doesn't matter. It's only a kit.
Yeah.
It's only a kit.
It's only what we've got to watch our team playing for the rest of the season.
Yeah, squint, it's just red and white,
isn't
it? It's fine, it doesn't matter.
More appalling than the kits was the kit launch.
You weren't happy with that? Was that the thing with the sliding tellies and...
No, that was just the promotional video they eventually put out. But for someone who works in sort of marketing, social media myself, events, it was. I think they've done this before. It was an absolute shambles. They said that the kit launch was going to be Monday. Didn't say a time, but some people thought it was going to be 10 a.m. Around 11 a.m. or so, the links go up on the website with a banner where you can see both kits.
Okay.
Ourselves and Stoke Loud and Proud both got these images out. We later got images of the full kits, and it got to around 6 p.m. at night, and there was still nothing from the club. The OK had seen them, we'd seen them, Stoke Loud and Proud, everyone had seen the kits.
But we saw them on Saturday, didn't we? They were doing the rounds.
Well, yeah, exactly. They were leaked on Saturday, and it was sort of like the club had seen they were leaked. They saw the initial response, and they decided to withdraw whatever launch they may have had, and
they thought they'd just undermine. They kind of water down the launch of it so it doesn't get too much exposure.
And it just stinks of just small club mentality. For me, I see what other clubs are doing, and I just think, well, like we think we're like a League One side, and we've just got this small club mentality.
You work in social media, you're going to come at it with the marketing hat on, aren't you? Completely.
Exactly. Like you look at say Liverpool, for example, did a kit launch, live streamed it. They did this lovely piece of video where they took it to a disabled person, like lifelong supporters. There was a disabled person, there was an old fan, there was a young fan, with a player each, with like Coutinho, Firmino, and someone else. They filmed it all pretty well. You've got West Ham, who always do a big event. They had Spencer FC hosting it and invite fans along. And we just Right, an image goes up on Friday or Saturday, whenever it was. The kit's going to be announced on this day. Bang, images come out. It's literally that's it. It could be so much more done. I don't know who runs our marketing department, but there could be so much more.
Yeah.
To put our club on the big stage. And interestingly, I actually heard a story from someone.
Can you reveal this story or not?
Yeah, I think so.
You can edit this out in a minute.
Yeah,
I
don't think I will. It's a story about New Balance and why New Balance went. A lot of people thought it was due to errors with the printing or badges coming off and stuff.
Because that was a great kit.
But apparently New Balance dropped us.
Did they?
Apparently they had to put 2 million or something into a global launch, and the club cancelled it for a launch in Hanley.
Okay.
At this Hanley store. After they'd planned a global launch and a big sort of hoo-ha, and then relationship broke down from there. And
did we sign like a lengthy contract with New Balance that just didn't work?
It was a couple of years,
and they just knocked it on the head after 1 year.
So.
You know, that's a massive shame.
And that's apparently why we've got Macron now, because a lot of clubs don't want to. We won't do much. So
we're the only one with Macron in the Premier League, aren't we?
I believe no, Palace maybe.
Yeah, Palace do have it as well.
I think Palace maybe.
That New Balance kit was ace as well.
And what some of the stuff New Balance are doing now are brilliant as well. Yeah. It really makes me gutted that we haven't still got them. I mean, we've got Macron dealing as this. It's not great.
Yeah, it'll be alright. You know, I still I'm being really old fashioned here, but I still kind of struggle with the idea. I'm such an old bastard here, but like with the thought that it's every single season. So I remember when I was young, it was every other season.
Every other, yeah.
And it built it up more. And it was cheaper for fans as well. You know, there's not that much money knocking about that you can get a new kit all the time for your kids and stuff. And I still think it's daft they come out every year. It's just a money-making scheme. And they don't even do it. If they do want to make money from it, they don't even do it well.
It's the norm now. Yeah, it's the norm.
Yeah, I know, it is modern football and all that. But I like the idea when it come around every 2 seasons. It was really fresh and exciting. It was a big deal when it used to come out. Welsh Rock kits as well. Something I've never got over here is the badge. I still don't like it.
The club badge.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
Yeah, it's not.
And the problem is, we've been in the Prem now for pushing a decade, and it's almost too ingrained into the image of the global image of the club now. I don't think. Can we revert it back? Would that matter?
You could make a new badge, no problem. The clubs do it all the time. Man City had just changed theirs recently to a more traditional, and even though it's new traditional, maybe. I'd love to go back to the one where we had like the Potteries Bank, the sheath. Is it the sheath? You know, like what they.
Yeah, well, you've got the original 72 badge, which is just the shield,
yeah.
And then we had the one in like the 90s where it had all the stuff round it. You know, they glammed it up a little bit.
72 one's the one.
Yeah, and then we had the 80s one, if you remember the one. I think the Staffordshire not on it, and then the.
No, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Is that the one for the 80s?
Yeah, that's the one.
I like the original, the kind of the actual City of Stoke one. That's the one I want back. That's class.
Yeah,
I hate the current badge.
It's just the current badge. So simple.
It's just a bit dull. Who brought that in? It was. Was it the Icelandic guys that bought that in, didn't they?
I'm not sure.
I believe it just looks not for me.
Yeah, not great. Not great.
That's quite a negative section, wasn't it, of the podcast?
It was. But those kits are quite negative. Yeah. A lot of people are touting them as the 2017-18 relegation kits.
Oh, bloody hell. There's got to be some optimism now, so it'll be alright. The home kit's alright. Give it a 6 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Home kit's fine.
I can agree on a 6 out of 10 for the home, but away gets a 0.
0, does it?
Yeah.
No, isn't it? Okay.
0. News came out about a couple of hours ago. I hope there's been none since about the pre-season.
Saw that.
Yeah, we're going to Sheffield United, Bolton, and Crewe.
Just to clarify, this isn't the European tour that the club were quoting, is it?
No, that's still to be announced.
Okay, just checking they've not backtracked on it.
After that, they put a little teaser saying away the European dates will be confirmed in due course.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Crewe game. I went to school in Sandmatch. A lot of Crewe fans, I think, will go to that one, so that'll be quite good. Sheffield, good city. Are we in Sheffield for the Sheffield friendly? At home or away?
So. I'll double check on my phone. I believe they're all away.
You know, I can't seem to remember the last
time.
Apart from Crewe, that's at home. I can't seem to remember the last time we played a decent batch of games actually in England friendlies. Or am I just forgetting?
No, they're all away.
They're all away?
Yeah, they're all away.
Because usually at the moment it seems that pre-season friendlies are just abroad full stop, aren't they? And then very low league at most. But these are quite, decent teams to play.
With the league starting on the 12th of August because they've moved it forward because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
I believe we'll do these games in England, then it'll be the European Tour the week before the season. I say European Tour, it's not confirmed, but that's just what we think it's going to be. I think it's going to be, 3 different games abroad.
Yeah.
Possibly in different countries.
Okay. I'm really looking forward to Crew.
It's a shame that last year Hamburg was just one game.
In and out, wasn't it?
In and out.
Yeah.
Whereas, get a little tour on the go, hopping between countries, cities, whatever.
Yeah, be good.
Be good. But Bolton have just come up. That'll be a test. Sheffield United have just come up.
Yeah, that'll be good. And Crew are just generally...
Crew.
They are a bit shit at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just that local game that they always have. It's usually Castletown or someone.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad they've got the local game back, though. It's good. I'm excited for that one. Last time I went Crew was, I think the season we sent them down, I think we won 2-1 or 2-0. Gallagher scored. Great.
Paul Gallagher,
yeah. And Bangor, I think. Bangor scored. Yeah,
before he went missing.
Yeah.
Where else would you want? Where would you want the tour to be? There's rumours of it possibly being Dortmund.
Well, that's the number one. I mean, if you
can get Dortmund.
I mean, realistically, the biggest clubs in Europe, they're probably the most realistic one of we're going to get in terms of super giant club. But that would just be phenomenal to go that.
I've always said I wanted to go Dortmund. Never mind to be able to watch Stoke City play there. See the yellow wall. I don't think we'd sell it out like.
No, I don't think they would as well.
A few yellow bricks. Be great to, you never know. In Germany, they charge piss.
Yeah, maybe.
Where else?
I don't know. So it's a tour, so it might be country hopping.
So say it's 3 countries. So you've got Germany as one.
Germany's one. I'd love to see Stoke play in Rome.
I was just about to say
Lazio. I've got a weird soft spot for Rome. Maybe it's Gaza when I was younger, and I don't know what it is, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing playing Lazio. That'd be quite good. Where else we got?
I wouldn't mind a Portugal or Spain, somewhere like proper hot.
Yeah,
like the Algarve or something.
That's what I like Porto.
Yeah,
nice
Lisbon.
Porto, Lisbon would be quite good.
Spain, wouldn't mind a Spain.
Yeah,
like maybe even Valencia again.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Because I missed it first time round.
I know you did. You had a nightmare, mate.
Stinker.
Nightmare.
Absolute stinker. So we'd say Portugal, Italy, Germany, Spain. We take any of them.
Yeah.
Take any of those. Now we go on to some questions. I've literally put the tweet out as we started, so we'll see what we've got. Do you think, this is from Thomas Worthy too, do you think we'll break our transfer record for fuck's sake this summer, and what position will it be?
That's an odd question to hypothetically go at. I mean, it didn't work for us last time, did it? In fact, if you think about the times we've broken transfer record, they've not been that great of success, have they? Imbula's obviously been a disaster. Shaq, the jury's still out even now. I think Kevin Jones before that, all right, maybe. Crouchy, he's been a success. You know what? I'm going to kind of say no, because I think Hughes with money doesn't necessarily work. In terms of Hughes in the transfer market, he seems to get the most when he's kind of looking in the bargain bin a little bit. Players like Bojan and stuff, that kind of worked. And Arnie was cheap, wasn't he, as well? I don't think we need to. I don't think it's the sign of a decent signing automatically. So, no, I don't think we will, because I think Coates might rein it in slightly. And I think, despite the fact we've got 1,000 of them, I do still think we need a decent midfielder, because I don't think Bojan's going to come back properly. I don't think he's ever going to feature properly for Stoke going forward. So I think we still need a decent midfielder to link in with Berahino, to look for them runs, because at the moment no one's picking it out at all.
I don't think he'll break a transfer record. I don't think Peter Coates will give him that sort of money to spend on one player again.
Despite the Coates family being worth $5 billion, we found out last week.
Yeah, they've gone up in the rich list.
$5 billion. They're pushing Abramovich levels now.
Yeah, close. But you've got to remember that's the whole family.
Yeah.
It's only Peter Coates that sort of...
Yeah, it's not like Denise is going to give him the money.
No. We've got a couple of questions from, say, Jace Bagnall and Jace Bagnall. I can't even read tonight. Jace Bagnall and Dave Yates saying thoughts on the away kit, but we've also...
Great, we love it. If you just tune in, we love it.
We've covered that already. Good question from Jack Vernon. He said, would you rather suck chocolate off a hobo's dick or have a hobo suck chocolate off yours?
Good question. I think that's what the whole country's debating at the moment. With the election coming up, that's the big one, isn't it?
He'd have to do it off mine, because I couldn't put a penis in my mouth.
Well, you do get a bit of chocolate the way around. A little bit of payment. Do you know what I mean? I think it'd have to have your own, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
but that's a great question. It's
a great question.
That's exactly what we're about on this podcast. Intelligent chat like that.
Jesus. Trainer Gauthier says, how much time do you think Hughes has? What would be breaking point?
That's a good question. I like that.
I
pondered that one myself a bit.
I think he has until the start of next season. If he has a run again where we don't win for 7 games, he's gone. There'll be too much pressure.
I agree. I reckon if we have a horrendous start to the season, basically this season
I think
again.
he could still go.
In the summer?
Yeah.
I think we'll go.
If we get a bad finish and we finish, because we could finish anywhere between sort of 16th and
9th
at the minute.
Is nuts, isn't it?
Which is mad. But if it's around 16th, that's quite bad. And I think Peter Coates could, the mood will be very bad around the club then. Although he's giving players contract extensions, it seems like Mark Hughes is staying.
I think if we have a similar start next season to that we have this season, he will be gone by. I think let's put it this way: if this season starts how it did last season, he will go, as opposed to scraping through that spell and staying on this year. If that makes sense. If we have another disastrous start, he will go. Unlike this season, where he kind of just survived by the skin of his teeth.
Ian Seedon says, does Mark Hughes need someone who challenges his decisions in the backroom staff? A bit like when Pulis had Peter Reid behind him to give him a different view. I don't know if Mark Malone does that or not.
I know, it's a difficult one to answer without knowing him. I mean, you mentioned the Cartwright rumour that he brought in Sobhi and doesn't like that, so maybe there's this perception that Hughes is a little bit stubborn and he doesn't kind of maybe listen to other opinions and advice, but I can't help but think we do need a fresh pair of eyes on the structure at the moment. This formation just isn't creating chances. It's quite glaring for me. It doesn't matter who's up front. Boney's a good player. Berahino's a good player. They're just not getting the chances, and it just shows time and time and time again. We've got the players around to create chances, and something's not working with it. So I think it needs a fresh pair of eyes.
And lastly, Daniel Quinn says, has Mbula gone into hiding with Sami Bangura?
Yeah.
Very much. I don't think he's gone into hiding. I think he's been made to hide.
It's such a shame, that is. I'm pretty sick of pondering what's happened to Mbula. It's just purely because of how well he played. I'm starting to worry that the Sobhi might be going down
the same route.
Well, maybe. I mean, the origins of kind of Mbula's demise, you can see similarities already with Sobhi. I hope I'm completely wrong, because there's no reason he should be bombed out of the squad like Mbula has, but I don't know. I've given up trying to guess what's going on with Mbula. He's either got horrendous attitude, or Hughes has got an horrendous kind of ability to work with him, get the best out of him, or at least work with his personality. Massive shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. Huge shame. We now go on to this weekend. We've got Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Always a great game.
It's a good night.
Always a great game. And the sort of it's like a derby for us, I feel. It's like a derby without them being close. It's always a certain fixture. There's always a certain stigma about it. It's always feisty, fiery. We hate Arsenal. They hate us.
They'll deny it, but they don't like us at all.
They'll
probably try and diminish the kind of the rivalry, but it's definitely there.
Of course it is. We take that many points off them away from home. They just can't deal with us there usually.
Yeah,
it's going to be a very interesting game, because the atmosphere usually gets raised for this. It's the last home game of the season. It's a late kick-off. I feel like it's going to be a bear pit again.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because we need something just to pick us up going into the summer. We really, really do. And I, for the life of me, cannot predict what we're going to do against this game.
No, difficult.
I can't predict it at all. Their tails are slightly up after they beat Man United the other day. But generally, on paper, this is the worst Arsenal team we face since we've been in the Premier League, comfortably, just purely by the fact we're in 7th. We've never played Arsenal in 7th, certainly not this late on in the season. I don't know. You know what I'm going to call it? Might be, despite what you said, I can see a dull draw.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see him reverting to your Crouch, your John Walters for this. That sort of
get stuck into him, and I wouldn't mind that.
Old school.
I wouldn't mind that.
It's probably a tactic that'll work against Arsenal. They don't like being roughed up.
It might get a bit of grumble from certain people, but I think that makes complete sense against this Arsenal team that's quite fragile this season. Get stuck into them. I think it'll work very, very well.
Definitely, and I'm also going to call right here, right now, a Granit Xhaka red card.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He loves a foul, and this will be
perfect for
too much for him.
Wind him up a little bit.
Definitely. The first season in the Premier League, he hasn't been here yet. He'll find out on Saturday what it's like. Okay. I don't think he'll be ready for it.
Stick a tenner on that.
Yeah, I'm going to have a bet on it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have a bet. That's been the pod. Unless you've got a piece of paper there, Craig. Did you want to bring this up?
No, I did. Kind of. We literally wandered into the Ball Street Studios here to do the podcast, and there's a piece of paper lay on this table, and it's just got the form table from the last 8 matches. And Stoke 4 from bottom. Pass on that information to people if you wanted to know. It's not like I've done research here and I've been printing stuff off. It was literally sat here. Last 8 games are 4 from bottom. Below was Swansea, West Brom and Sunderland. Which is, we know this, but there you go. There's some stats for you.
Interestingly, Tony Pulis's West Brom down there, he did his usual.
Always do that.
He hit the 40-point mark. Yeah. They were coasting, looking like they were going to get close to the top 6.
They're still 8th.
Yeah, close to the top 6. Well, they've been 8th for the whole of 2017. That's a stat.
It's nuts, isn't it? Remember, we did it. You know, the season Pulis's last season, we did something. But I think we were 8th at Christmas. We beat Liverpool on Boxing Day. Walters and Kenwyn scored, I think. Can't remember. Maybe it's that. And then we absolutely bombed afterwards. Exactly like this. I think West Brom are lucky. They're still 8th, and their season will be reflected on quite positively. But if you consider any other season, 44 points would be nowhere near 8th, would it?
No.
It'd be quite down there.
This Premier League season, Phil Neville said it on the Match of the Day the other night, and he got slated for it, but it's quite true. This season has been quite poor. The standard in the Premier League has been quite poor.
Yeah, it has. We've been very lucky that it has been so poor as well.
Chelsea are the champions, and they've just played best football, but still you put them up against it when you look at teams like Real Madrid, Atletico, Juventus,
well, you look at
Monaco.
The performance in Europe from English clubs,
they're all still miles ahead.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the 2 reasons why we've really not been dragged into relegation battle is league grant and the poor quality of the lower half of the Prem. That's kind of it.
We've only beat teams from the lower half.
Yeah, this could have been a disastrous season. I feel like we've got away with it somehow, and I don't know how. But I feel like we're just going to scrape by
if you look at that form table, Craig, that's close to relegation form. One off.
Yeah, it completely is. Then if you take our form from the first third of the season, quarter of the season, it'd be very similar. Well, worse, it'd be in the bottom 3. This season's we've been lucky, very, very, very lucky. Another year we're in a big relegation battle.
Yeah, big summer for Mark Hughes, big summer and big game at the weekend.
Yes, indeed.
We will end it there. That has been the Bear Pit Pod. Do leave us a review if you haven't already. Like it wherever you're watching it. Comment if you're watching it on YouTube or Facebook. Subscribe if you're new. If you're wherever, you can subscribe on iTunes.
Of course you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Subscribe wherever you're watching as well. And we will see you next time.